to get to the point where your work is officially represented, that's where we want to go. That's a different level. Public in general and Irish people are very accepting, but the official level is a different thing. My name is Polina Cosgrave. I'm a Russian writer based in Ireland, and I had my first poetry collection published by Dedalus Press, and it's poetry in English, but of course it's immigrant poetry. I've spent my identity forming years in Moscow, so when I was 27 I still lived there, so it's a big change for me to switch from writing in Russian to writing in English. What I'm trying to do with my work at the moment is to help other people whose second language is English and who are operating in that language to see that their experience is universal, that we all go through the same stages of losing our former home, looking for another home, trying to create a new identity, to contribute something to the new world we live in. Of course, my circumstances, I think, are quite advantageous because I write in English because it's my ambition, but there are other people out there, talented people, who don't do that by choice. There are refugees writing in English because they don't have any other choice, and I think that we should pay more attention to those people. Writing in the second language, it's not only an exercise in art, it's something more, For instance, Beckett probably wrote in French to push his boundaries as a human being, to see how far he could get, what results he could achieve. What can I do with that if I put this software in my head? It's very important that people who are doing anything in second language, for them to be encouraged to put their reality in front of the audience. I was just about 6 years old and I started writing poems. I don't know. I was a very sick child, and I had to spend some time reading and writing because there was nothing else to do. So it just happened naturally, and I don't know why, but I was crazy about trying to write in a different language. And I am enchanted by Ireland, by Irish poetry, by Irish literature, so I have chosen to try get into this culture, see what it's like living among people who speak another language, and how this will influence, your personality, thus your writing. It's a very interesting aspect as well, because I think things have changed so much for the better in this 5 years I've spent here, because in the beginning I would see some resistance, I would see some people saying, why would you even bother writing English? Why? You never be as good as this person, this person, this person. And some of them are right, but it's not about being better. For instance, the great German poet Rilke wrote some poems in Russian, and they're still beautiful, though you can see that it's not a native speaker who did it, but it's still a huge contribution to our culture, to Russian culture. That's why, of course, we should put forward people who can experiment with language, make it fresh, make it new. And of course we should take into account that, actually there are more people who speak English as a second language as people who speak that as first, so maybe you should accentuate that little moment. Poetry is very universal, I think. If there's any message I can give to anyone, you should get addicted to poetry, because poetry, whether we want it or not, it's a supreme form of speech, and it will accelerate your thinking, it will enrich your personality, and even if you think that it's not for you, that's not true, you have to get addicted. It will change your thinking to better, and you should of course start with somebody, great, and then broaden your experience to other voices that are maybe masterful but not as well known, and it will make you a different person, a better person, especially in times like this when we feel lonely. So often the shortest way to the heart of somebody's psyche is through a poem. So do that, get addicted. It's a beautiful art. I don't know anything better than that. To get to the point where your work is officially represented, that's where we want to go. That's a different level. Public in general and Irish people are very accepting. It's something they should be really proud about. But the official level is a different thing. I think it's getting better. We can take, for example, the Writing Home anthology, which brought so many amazing poets together. He gave voices to us, official voices. We are now there, we're represented. So it's kind of a big deal. I also think it might be like, a historic document. You look back, I don't know, in 30 years and you have so many nationalities that have been living, working in Ireland, creating in Ireland. That's amazing. We need more of that. And I'm very happy that I happened to witness it and to be a part of it. I think it's amazing. I am very lucky to have met the people on the way who were supportive, and because of those people I try not to hear the discouraging voices. But of course, if you're doing something new, if you're a newcomer, if you're trying to achieve something in the art that's new for you or in the language that's new for you, there will be some barriers, there will be a lot of discouragement. Try to make the good voices louder and understand that if somebody out there is trying to discourage you, probably it's because of their own insecurities. I know that creative people can be very sensitive to criticism and to negative information from the outside. Just try to ignore it and keep going, because in the end, all the efforts that you put in your art, they will bloom into something you haven't even imagined.